Are you guys ready to have a good time tonight? Alright, do me a quick favor. I have to do this because there was no one at the back. Make sure you take your cell phones out real quick. Make sure they're on silent or vibrate. And do make sure you keep your table talk to a minimum, that you don't take an emergency call in the middle of somebody's set. It's not because we're prima donnas as comedians. We're dumb. Like the dinosaurs from Jurassic Park. We just attack light and sound. So if we have any of that while we're on stage, yeah, right there, we don't know what to do. Just we don't want to do any of that tonight. So please make sure that we have everything tucked away nicely. I see some looks from the Passion Provokers tables. You guys think I'm overdressed for this tonight, don't you? Thank you. No, you cannot have it unless you search on Amazon and look for sports jackets under $90. Unless you do that, it is absolutely impossible to find this tuxedo combo. I wanted to look as good as I could for the beginning of Idaho Laugh Fest tonight. I couldn't think of any better reason to put on a tuxedo. And if you tell a geek like me that they've got an excuse to dress up, the first thing that geek says is, magician. How much like a magician can I look tonight? Because that is the coolest thing that a geek can wear if I'm not going full Starfleet dress uniform in front of you nice people. Because you're going to see some amazing comedians all weekend long, and I do want you to remember Dylan Cole when this is all over. So when you try to remember Dylan Cole, I built a little something for you. When you think Dylan Cole, think Spock on the streets and Kirk in the sheets. Absolutely right. That's a little mnemonic I came up with to help you guys out. So I had to get dressed up as nice as I could to come out and do this. We've got the best of Boise. We've got the best from all over the country coming to visit us. And Boise is a really super supportive place to do comedy and be a member of the arts. If you haven't gotten out there and checked out some of the other shows at Liquid Laughs, some of the other venues that happen, Comic Cinema Remix right here at Visual Arts Collective, you're missing out. Because there's really no other place like Boise for the arts, right? Right? Idaho Laugh Fest, you guys. Come on, don't forget where we're at. We're coming straight out of the beehole with the funniest people that we could find for you guys. And we are showing them all fry sauce, I promise. Yeah, the fry sauce joke had to happen. We do live here. Oh gosh, I love living in Boise. I was born here. I'm a hometown guy. The first place that I lived right after I moved out of my parents' house just got torn down today to make a downtown parking lot. Don't say, oh, that's the best thing to happen to that house ever. That was held together with like paint. That was the worst. I lived there right after I moved out of my parents. That's not supposed to be a good house to live in. But I'm Boise down to the bone. I'm so Boise, I've been planning to move away for the last 6 months. For the last 5 years. That's about as Boise as it can get, right? Everyone loves it here, and we're just kind of, but it is pretty. So we get a chance to bring in all the comedians from all the greatest places in the world to entertain my hometown crowd. And I'm so excited about that. I can't say entertain or hometown. And that's fantastic. I'm gonna get off the stage in just a second. We do have a PG-13 show for you tonight to make sure that everyone has a great time, no matter where you come from, if this is your first comedy show. But that doesn't mean we can't have fun. It doesn't mean we can't be a little risque. So I'm gonna kind of set the bar for what PG-13 can do. If you guys are ready for that. And honestly, it's a little personal, and it's honestly a little hard to talk about. But some of the guys here, it may have happened to you in your life, right? And it happens to you once, and you tell yourself that's no big deal. It happens to every guy. And then it happens again, and you start to blame yourself. You can't help that. But somewhere between the 8th and 9th ex-girlfriend going full-time lesbian after she's been with you, Boise. And that's where you realize. Now, like I told you, Spock on the streets, I will not be ruled by my emotions. Let's think about this logically. Logically, if there have been 9 of them, and there have, there's no way that I'm doing anything to these women. No. But that means that somehow I'm attracting way too many pre-lesbians to me, right? Like the larval stage, if you will. Like, this is the twig on which they must weave the cocoon in order to become the beautiful lesbian butterflies that they're meant to be, right? I can accept that, and let's face it, this makes a lot of sense as the last stop on the train to Lesbianton. That's reasonable. I am dainty. I am dainty as hell, Boise. Flimsy if you want to be a jerk about it. That's fine. I'm pretty. You can tell I'm home. None of you are buying that. Absolutely not. But every time I travel the state, I travel out of the state, I tell them that joke. They believe me that I'm Idaho pretty. So I don't know. Maybe that's not on me, you guys. Maybe that's on y'all. But you have to admit, I'm rocking the hell out of the Rachel Maddow haircut. So it's something I've come to accept, right? Something I've come to understand about myself. I am, in fact, a lesbian airlock. Right? They slowly pressurize up with me. And then one day... That was a good one tonight. She's ready for the muff.